All right. Welcome to the Books, Beards, Booze podcast, where we drink booze, have beards, and talk books. This is our weekly book battle episode, where we talk about what we're reading and writing, and as well as we debate a topic. I'm Bob of TalesbyBob.
And I'm Derek from Derek's Wishlist on Steam.
Go find him and...
Which keeps getting bigger.
Nice. So, as usual, we're going to dive into a debate question, which this week is, which video game has the best, most compelling story?
Hence my being from the Steam wishlist.
But first, we like to talk about what we're reading and writing this week. So, Derek, what you reading?
Finished Italian.
Whoop whoop, we did finish Italian.
And that was pretty good.
And once we're done recording this podcast, we're going to record a bonus podcast for y'all where we do a deep dive on Italian.
Where we just talk about all the things.
Mm-hmm.
So, Italian started started reading again The Name of the Wind.
Right.
Because
Superfan Tanya started reading it.
Tanya started reading it, and she seems to be enjoying it, which... You know, every time I suggest that book to people, I always, right before they start reading it, I start getting concerned that I oversold it.
Yeah.
And then every time when they start reading it, they're like, this is the greatest thing. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm pretty sure I'm right about this.
Yeah.
Thank God. But she sent me she sent me a message about it. It was like 7 in the morning. And for those who don't know, I work night shift. So I hadn't gone to sleep until about 5:30. And she messaged me at like 7. And I woke up and talked to her for like an hour about it. Like, it's the best book ever.
Nice.
But, yeah, so I started reading that. I want to say there's something else I've been reading. Oh, I'm reading this book called Capital Nightmares.
Oh.
By this fucking weird dude named Robert Magoo. It's a little odd, but...
Derek is doing a beta read editing run on my first novel, so that'll be interesting to see how badly he rips it a new one.
I'm not going to be trying to do that. I'm just going to be trying to give you helpful suggestions. Because I rewatched some of those Sanderson lectures, and it was specifically about how to, in a writing group, how to give advice. So it's never going to be how to fix something. It's just like, I feel at this point that I'm confused.
Yeah.
Maybe look at that to make sure that it's clear or something like that. That's the kind of stuff I've been doing. But anyways, those are the things I've been reading.
I read the second 2 books in the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer. I'd already read the first one right when the movie came out. I got done watching the movie, immediately rushed out and bought the book that it was based on. The next 2 are called... So the first one's Annihilation. The second one is Authority, and the third one is Acceptance. It's good. I would not just wildly recommend that to everyone. If you like something that, the best thing I can say about
Lovecraft, didn't you?
Yeah, it's got a Lovecraftian kind of influence. The whole you don't necessarily see the things. Sometimes you do, but a lot of times you don't.
Is it a horror?
Yes, it's horror.
Oh, then that's definitely the way to do it.
But it asks a lot of questions. Like, it's definitely a mystery. Like, what is the Southern Reach? What caused it? All this stuff. And it answers some of the questions, but in answering them, you get more questions. It is a series that I think benefits from rereads, which I'm going to have to do at some point. And it's great. Like, I went onto the subreddit, and there's all these people talking all these theories. Like, there's like all these clues. Like, I say clues, it could mean nothing, but it could mean everything. And so, like, lots of interesting debate. Definitely a good one to read with some friends and talk about. Like, get a bunch of folks' opinion on it.
That's how I am with Name of the Wind.
My problem with it is...
You don't like the character?
No.
Is that a different book that I'm thinking?
Well, in Rhaenyra, I hate the
I thought you said that there was like 2 characters, and then like one of them, and then the other one you didn't like as much or something. Could be thinking about. Let's not. If it is,
you don't really like any of the characters. Okay. I don't feel like. I mean, they all, like, first off, you don't really know. Like, so many of them are so mysterious, like, you don't know. And, like, no one is really that likable. Like, there's one guy that's kind of likable, but most everyone's kind of a prick. Or just, like, so obscurely mysterious and just, like, what the fuck?
It makes me kind of want to read it just to see how... Like...
So here's my problem with it. The first book was pretty tight. Towards the end, it kind of faltered a little bit. The second book could have cut at least a quarter of that book out, and it would have read a lot better, I think. And the third book was better. The first book was probably the best from a writing standpoint. The third was the best from because you're learning more about the mystery and solving some things. The middle one, like halfway through, it starts to kind of falter. And that's kind of like all of them, when it starts to get like, oh, shit's getting super weird, it like, okay, well, shit's now super weird, and it's not real clear. And some of those passages kind of drag on and just... but so I finished those. I've got a review. It'll be up on the blog.
I thought you had finished those a while ago.
No, no. I finished. Well, I finished the third one. Okay. Well, I'd read Annihilation like months back, but
yeah, I remember that.
And then I only recently got, because Superfan Tanya bought the middle one and I bought the third one. I had to wait for her to get the middle one from her. But I just started The Dungeoneers by Jeffrey Russell. I think it's self-published. I'm going to look more into that. But it's really good so far. It's really funny. It's about a human guard who gets assigned to a group of dungeoneering dwarves. And so far it's hilarious.
That one scene you described to me...
Yeah, was
fucking epic.
Yeah, I would explain it, but it'd take too long to get the context and everything. But I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it so far. And you can get it pretty cheap on Amazon and Kindle. I'll try and remember to provide a link to that as well. I'll just provide a link when I do the review on it, because I'm going to do a review on it. So what are you writing, Derek?
I am currently writing a fleshy outline.
Ooh, fleshy. Veiny.
For an amalgamation of an old story and a new story.
Yeah. With
a new character and other stuff. It's a novel. Yeah.
How far are you on your outline, roughly, would you say? 10th of the way? Last I saw you had like 4 or 5 chapters done.
5 chapters done.
Yeah. So
I don't know,
interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah, I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the way you do, where I just kind of like keep in mind the things that I know have to be in there, and then kind of put them in places. But it's working better for me if I'm just thinking it.
Even if you need to make a list of everything.
Well, I know that. I've got the list on the bottom, but it's just even knowing the things
you will forget things that you would never think that you would forget, but you will.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like I have those written down, but it's easier to just be like, okay, what happens next? What happened next? Because there was one spot where I had a gap, and I had to sit there for a while to figure out what was going to fill the gap, and then I figured out what was going to fill the gap. And
mind the gap.
I wonder if I still have that hat.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, but that's working on that. That's what I'm doing.
Cool. I finished fucking Blightborn. What? Finished it early. Got on a real tear, and
because he gave up. He was just like, I'm not going to do this chapter.
No, I did.
Surrender.
I did cut a chapter because I realized there was no. It was redundant. It was super redundant. So there's no point to have it, and I got to relay the same information in a much more dramatic fashion, which is always better. And so it is done, and I did that on Tuesday. I think, yeah, Tuesday, and so Wednesday I just wrote a bunch of blog posts. Got got ahead on blog posts of book reviews and stuff like that, and just did a bunch of like background Books Beard Boo stuff mostly, and I will start my next novel before the end of the month, and it's probably going to be a Howard Marsh novel at a guess, but we'll see. Yeah, anything else you want to add? I'm also going to be doing a lot of editing. I'm going to write less, edit more for a while. Because I got a bunch of stuff I want to get edited.
We'll see about that.
Got a bunch of stuff I got to get edited.
No, that's all I've got going on.
Alright. Well, Derek, are you looking for work?
Always.
Why not apply today to the Black Mesa Research Facility? There are all manner of positions available, from scientist to security guard, office worker to crowbar enthusiast. Apply today. So anyway, let's. That was our sponsor for this week. Let's dive right into our book battle. I have my Cider Boys Grand Mimosa in hand, and it's delightful, and I'm ready to go.
I have my Red's Apple Ale.
Well, and the question this week is, which video game has the best or most compelling story? Would you like to go first? Would you like me to go first?
You go first.
All right. So I have 3 runners-up, because you know I can never just say one, and a winner. And number 4 on my list, Knights of the Old Republic.
And that's the correct answer.
Is that your number 1?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic, amazing story. I'll let you talk more about it then. Number 2, BioShock Infinite.
Hold on.
Yes.
Doesn't that have things in it you don't like?
Yes.
Then why are you picking it? You don't like it.
It's got time travel.
Yeah, you don't like time travel. You dislike time travel so much you haven't
it's
seen
really
one of the
though
greatest
it's
action
less
movies of all time.
It's not really time travel though. It's more multiple dimensions.
You don't like that much either?
No, I love multiple dimensions. Dimensions. I don't like to travel between them typically. No, but that's a testament to how great this game is. Like, it took things I hate and got me to actually enjoy it. I do typically hate these things, but BioShock Infinite, it was real good. Number 2, Half-Life 1. Mm-hmm. I have not played Half-Life 2 all the way through, so I don't feel justified in saying the Half-Life series, but Half-Life 1, amazing. Like, I'll never forget how, like, the game starts, and it's just, you're going through your day. You're going through your normal day, mm-hmm. and you witness shit unfold. Like, I'd never really done that in a video game before to me, and then just, the story was just great from there on. My number 1, though, Telltale's games, The Walking Dead.
Wrong.
I'm led to understand that there are like 3. They've released like 3 more seasons. Mm-hmm. I haven't played those. I just played the first season, and I'm not going to give any spoilers. But everyone told me, like not everyone, but like a couple people who played it, were like, dude, man, I got to the end of that game and I just bawled. I just cried. And I got to the end of the game and I was like, these guys, what do they know? Cry over a video game? There's no way. I started watching it, and I started, we're at the end, and my eyes started to kind of well up a little bit. It's like, no, I'm not going to cry. I'm good. And then the scene just kept on and kept going, and I bawled. I fucking bawled. They did such a masterful job getting you so invested in these characters that by the end, when something happens, you're so, like, in the history of anything, movie, book, video game, I've never been so invested in a character to that degree. It was wizardry. And that's why it's my pick.
But you won't watch your lie in April.
I won't.
Okay. I mean, you can be wrong. That's fine. I don't even know how to talk about the fact that it's KOTOR.
All right, we're gonna have to put spoiler warning going from here on. If you've never played KOTOR and you think you might, cut the podcast off. You've heard his answer. You know it's wrong already. You know that I was right.
That I'm right.
So just cut this off. Don't listen to the rest till you've played the game. All right. So you've had your spoiler warning.
3, 2, 1.
Don't come bitching to me.
Yeah.
It's because of the twist.
Yeah, but the whole game is built around
it. Is. It is
really well.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie in video game form.
Except for good. Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan's had a bunch of good movies. Yeah.
Well, a bunch is an overstatement. I'll say 3.
4.
What was the fourth one?
All right. 5, really. Sixth Sense was good.
Yeah.
Signs was good.
Yeah. Some people don't like Signs.
Some people don't. Well, the only problem with Signs is the idea that aliens that can be hurt by water invaded a planet that was 70% water. If you ignore that, idiotic, okay, that was really dumb of them. Mm-hmm. If you ignored that, great movie. The Visit.
That was fairly recent. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I haven't seen that.
What's
Maybe that's the one.
The
Unbreakable.
One? Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Well, I would say Unbreakable. If he cut 20 minutes from that movie, if he cut 20 minutes of Bruce Willis sighing from that movie, it'd have been one of the best of all time. But there's a lot of Bruce Willis going.
He was tired from benching.
But the sequel to Unbreakable, the quasi sequel to Unbreakable.
Oh shoot. Split.
Yeah. That was really good.
Haven't seen that yet either.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, so I guess
5,
the ones that I didn't have and the ones I haven't seen.
I liked
was it
The
Devil?
Village a little bit.
The Village
it was not great, but it was good.
The Village was a really good Twilight Zone episode.
And Devil was really good, but he didn't direct that.
Oh, he didn't?
It was like M. Night Shyamalan's Devil, but what he did was he signed like a 3-movie deal with somebody to where he basically came up with a concept and was an executive producer. But then you have other movies like The Happening may be the worst movie I've ever seen. It was the last movie I saw with Superfan Tanya as we were married, and I feel like it set the perfect cherry on our marriage. Like it was just perfect.
The thing that frustrates me the most about quick side note, the thing that frustrates me the most about M. Night Shyamalan is his cinematography is fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. So the focus on having to have the Wiki Wild twist is so goddamn annoying to me.
Yeah.
Because you could just make a beautifully shot movie, and I would be perfectly happy.
Like, Devil doesn't really have a twist, per se.
It's just
I thought the coolest thing, the idea, if you haven't seen the movie, there's 5 people trapped in an elevator, and one of them's the devil. What I really thought would have been amazing is if they had filmed 5 different endings.
And shown different ones.
In different theaters, so everyone was arguing over who the devil was. That'd be great.
Amazing.
But
no, Knights of the Old Republic, the basic story.
It was built around a twist. And look, it was definitely in my top 4. Don't get me wrong. When that twist was revealed, I was like, oh, snap.
But see, the best part about that is the twist wasn't at the very end.
Yeah.
Because it twists at maybe the 2/3 point, and then the last third, you still have to play through it knowing that.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to lie, sometimes I have problems finishing games because I get bored with it.
Yeah.
But that game, when the twist happened, I was completely reinvigorated.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit. So then moving forward, I was like, so for those who don't know and haven't played it, we've already done the spoiler. So the basic premise, long time ago, Star Wars, before the movies and stuff like that.
Old Republic.
In the Old Republic, 2 Jedi go off to go fight in the Mandalorian Wars. They come back, turned Sith, and they're all Sithy and taking over everything, basically. The Master is Darth Revan, and his apprentice is Darth Malak. At the very beginning of the game, one of the main characters is sent with a group of other Jedi to stop Revan and Malak, or maybe just Revan. I forget. I think it's just to fight them, basically. And during the contest, Darth Malak turns on Darth Revan to become the master of the Sith and betrays him, and he dies. Then your game starts, and you kind of team up with people, and you play through the game, and you become a Jedi, and you've got this weird connection to the Force, and you're a lot older than you should be, and all this stuff. And basically, you find out, for the twist, is that you are Darth Revan, and then they do this amazing cinematic scene where they cut back and show you all these voice lines, because in this type of game, you can talk to your companions, and when you're talking to your companions, they kept dropping hints about this throughout the whole thing. So you have conversations with your basically Han Solo-esque character.
The only person you ever need to talk to is the assassin droid.
What was it? HK-47,
yeah,
something like that. Anyways, but talking about like how the Force can do weird things to a mind. It can destroy somebody's identity and all this other stuff. So basically, they captured Revan. They didn't kill him, and then they wiped his memory and made him a tool to fight back against the Sith. And it was fucking awesome, because the first time I played through, when I got to that point, of course, I always play super good, because I can't play bad in those games.
Yeah.
I'm just not good at it.
Same.
And I hadn't gone to the Sith world yet. And so, like, you're going through the Sith world at the Academy, doing all this stuff, and then, like, I finally get caught in a situation where I'm going to have to, like, kill people. And I end up going to be like, I'm Darth Revan. And they're like, oh, shit. Okay. And I got away. I didn't have to kill anybody. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing twist. And if you're...
the reason why it was not higher on my list is because, honestly, I remember the twist. Mm-hmm. I don't really remember the story, though. Like, the twist, super impactful, amazingly well done, awesome. Like, reason it's so high up on the list. But if you were, like, gun to my head, like, what was anything else about that story? I can't remember. It has been a while.
It's a fairly standard...
yeah, and so that's why it's where it's at on my list. Like, BioShock Infinite, I can remember more about the storyline and just, like, some of the impact that has. It also has a just phenomenal
I'm never going to play
ending.
It. What's the...
Phenomenal
is there a
ending.
twist, or is it...
Yes, there's a twist. I can't remember the guy's name. There's actually a couple of twists along the way. Like, it's solid. Mm-hmm. Half-Life 1... it's just solid storytelling throughout. And to me, at the time, there may have come up with a bunch more games that have done it better, but I don't play first-person shooters anymore. Yeah. Because I get motion sick. But, so, since we've already done the spoiler warning, Walking Dead, in the, like, opening scenes of this game, you're a inmate that's being transported.
Yeah. I've seen the very beginning.
All right. And you find this little girl. Mm-hmm. Her parents are missing. But she's got this walkie-talkie because, she's going to talk to them. And so you go along, you find some supplies in the back of a car, you join up with some people, and then there are, different chapters in this where it's like different crazy shit happens. Mm-hmm. Well, in like the last chapter, you find out that her parents were supposed to be in Savannah, so y'all have decided to go to Savannah to try and find her parents. And like all along the way, you're just having to make all these crazy decisions. Like, it's one of those deals, like, a lot of the way, there is no right answer kind of deal. Like, they kind of design it in such a way that, like, no matter what you do, there is negative repercussions. Like, you doing what you think is the right thing.
I've played a Telltale game.
Expertly done. Well, you come to, like, into the game, she's talking, you find out that she's talking to somebody on the walkie-talkie. And this person's been telling her, is like, oh, I'm with your parents. You come to find out when y'all found that car full of supplies at the beginning of the game and you took them, mm-hmm. that was his family's supplies. And his family died because of it. So he basically starts stalking y'all, and you find out that there are things along the way that, like, kind of deal. And so that's like this huge twist kind of deal. Like, oh, what the fuck? Like, wow, this super kind of innocent thing I did at the beginning of the game has now fucked everything because he's done some shit. But then also, like, your character gets bitten at the end of the game. And, like, there's just this long, drawn-out scene with her name is Clementine. Like, you and Clementine. And, like, you're just so connected to her. And, like, she's so upset. Like, you're dying. And y'all have actually just found her parents, but they were walkers. So she's going to be left on her own. And your choice is, like, do you ask her to kill you? Like, oh, it's just so fucky, and like, oh, it's amazing.
Why would I ask her to kill me when I could kill myself?
I think shoot me when he leave or like it's just so it's so fucky. It's so masterfully done. Like just the voice acting is incredible and yada yada yada. That
sounds like 80% as good as your line of April. I mean, that's
how many episodes is that?
22, 23. It's under your 26.
Under 26 episodes, so it might actually be worth a fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, Witcher 3, kind of an honorable mention of my honorable mentions.
You said that it was gonna be. Oh no, that's right. You did tell me it was.
It was until I started thinking more about it, kind of deal. I would really like.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I started thinking and I went KOTOR, I just stopped.
Yeah, the KOTOR 2 wasn't as good. The game was better, but the storyline wasn't as impactful. It was a better game, not as impactful. And then Witcher 3, really solid. I ended up the reason I didn't give it is there's a learning curve on that because the storyline carries over from the first two games, and I end up having to go to the wiki a lot of times just to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
Like, not to figure out, like, how to play the game, but, like, I really like going deep.
What's going on here?
I like going deep on the lore, games like that. So I had to go to the wiki sometimes to figure out what had happened in Witcher 1 and 2.
The last two times I tried to play 3, I stopped for the exact same reason, because I got caught up reading everything, and I just didn't feel like reading anything anymore.
I'll say this, I want to do another playthrough of it. I want to get the expansion, so when I play through it, I can just play through everything at once. But I really want to play it one difficulty level higher than I did. It's like there's like 4 difficulty levels. I play like 1 being the weakest, 4 being the highest. I think I played it on 2, and if you play it on 3, apparently adding that little bit of difficulty makes the game pop in like the combat. Pop in this amazing way that I want to try. Like even at 2, it was it had its moments of like, oh, this is fucking difficult, you know. So it'll be a slog, it'll be a challenge. But I've already played the game. I've already beaten the game once. And the Fallout games hold a soft spot in my heart. All of them except for New Vegas. Fuck New Vegas. Which everyone says is the best.
I
was
about to say, everyone says
it's the best, and it's the only Fallout game I've never finished. Every other Fallout game, Brotherhood of Steel, all the fucking old computer games, all of them.
The problem is you.
Maybe I don't know. I think my biggest problem is the color palette. It's too cheery for a Fallout game. But yeah, that's what I got.
Best story of any game ever. Guitar Hero 3. There's no story.
Like, what is it? MLB 2K?
Oh, the fucking NBA 2K.
NBA 2K.
Love those games. The WWE games with their terrible creative character storylines.
Yeah.
Which could be... But that's the thing that's...
Do you hear about that wrestler?
Which one?
I don't know. I don't know his name. He was a pro wrestler. He... murder-suicide.
Yeah. He was, I think, an old ECW guy.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
Sad story. But yeah. So that's what I got.
A lot of really good stories in games.
Yeah.
A lot of really cool... I had a couple of thoughts on things like Tyranny, but you were right. It was mostly world-building kind of things that I liked the most more than the story.
Yeah. Like, to me, a good storyline can make you finish a shit game.
Maybe we should do a question at some point about just your favorite gaming world.
I could fuck with that. It's probably going to be Witcher, at a guess. It's my gut. But I need to put some serious thought into that one. But yeah. So, anything else you want to
add? Let's see. That I wish there was a KOTOR 3. And
never going to happen because God hates us.
And, I mean, well, here's the thing. Star Wars, The Old Republic, the MMO, they had there's a story. There's lots of stories to those. Those games were actually very good. The storylines in those. Because, you never played it, right?
The only MMO I've played, WoW and Warhammer Online.
But the thing about it is, like, you have a personal storyline that you play through. And, it's basically a KOTOR game. Yeah. And each class has its own story. So it's like, man, I really want to go back and play all those stories. Because I've played through the majority of one of them. Because I was playing... And we can talk about this all. I don't need to do it. But yes, lots of good games with really good stories. Enjoy them. Go forth.
And go forth and grow a great beard.
Yeah.